my friends, how you all doing? And welcome back to the channel. Now, before we jump in and do what we're going to be doing today, I just wanted to do a very quick bit of admin before we do so. First and foremost, we've hit 2,500 subs on the channel, which is absolutely amazing. I just wanted to say a massive thank you for the continued support here on DanXG. I say it each and every time whenever I put a message out or I say anything like this on camera, but without you guys, it simply wouldn't be possible. So thank you, my friends, to all of the new subs and to all the OGs that have been here from the very beginning. Now, the main bit that I wanted to quickly talk about before we jump into what we're going to be doing today is that of other content on the channel. First and foremost, you will have noticed lots and lots of different stuff, being pumped out on the channel. I want to just say a massive thank you, and I really do appreciate that anyone taking their time to give some of the new stuff a bit of a go. I understand that the majority of people are here for Planet Zoo, but this is a general gaming channel, and so I do want to be doing a few other things to just appreciate that you guys have been giving it a go. And the other thing is, I've been getting lots of messages in the comments sections on videos and on the Discord about where some of the other Planet Zoo series have gone, namely How To and Let's Build Together. Basically, what I'm doing at the moment is working my way through a massive list of things that you guys want to see. I put a message out, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, asking you for some suggestions to do on those videos. I got a massive list. I think there's something like 15 videos I've got lined up. I'm currently working away and building and making those videos. I'm sure you can appreciate that those videos are not the quickest to put together, but I'm going to bulk build them, and then there should be enough videos for about 2 or 3 months. So they are coming, my friends. Keep your eyes peeled to the channel in the next week or two, and I'll be starting to roll those out. But anyway, this is done. My ugly mug's going to disappear. Let's do what we came here to do, and that's Tropical Wings Zoo. Alright again, my friends, how you all doing? And here we go, it's time for our city zoo build, Tropical Wings Zoo. And so it's time, my friends, for a brand new episode of Tropical Wings. Probably a bit of a weird start, that, the little face cam at the beginning. Many of you, if you've not watched any of my other videos, wouldn't even know what I look like, so that was probably a bit strange. But we are now going to jump into a brand new Tropical Wings Zoo episode. Last episode is linked above in case you've missed it. Feel free to click, go watch. It was a good one. We did a Gemsbok habitat. It wasn't quite finished. I'm going to throw it out there. It's still not finished. We're going to be jumping into today, and I'm going to be previewing a brand new hab for a brand new animal in the zoo, and we will have kind of packed out the main start of Adventure Africa. I'm also going to talk to you about stuff that is clearly unfinished. I'm going to do a sneaky preview of a few things as well, but anyway, lots to cover. Let's do this. So here we are, my friends, at the entrance of Tropical Wings Zoo. This is where we always start, and I say this every episode, and it's probably getting very boring now, but I like to start here, okay? Even though I've given it away in the title, and even though I've given it away in the thumbnail, we're always going to start here, my friends. And we're starting here today as well, because we're not going to be jumping straight in and taking a look. I've got something I want to show you. Now, remember, this is going to be a very unique series. We're building lots of things to go with it. We're building a narrative as we go along as well. I'm doing all of the boards custom, but as you know, gang, I've not had the most time, and it would appear that one of the viewers of the channel, a fan of DanXG, has picked up on this. They got in contact on the Discord, and they offered to start helping potentially with building some graphics in the game. Now, obviously, I've got a style that I wanted to stick with where the information boards and things like that were concerned, so I kind of said to them, you know, we won't be doing any of that stuff because I kind of got that covered. But then they suggested that they could help with a map for the zoo, and I was straight away thought that's a really good idea because it's going to be a time-consuming thing. As someone who does graphic design, I understand how time-consuming that was going to be, and I needed to put my eggs in other baskets and be cracking on with other things. So they went away. They built a style, they built this map, and I am personally blown away. Now, the person in hand that's been doing this, he's known on Discord as Mr. Gecko. What I really should do is probably find out their actual name and really give them a proper shout out. But they're known as Mr. Gecko on the Discord. So if you are a Discord member, be sure once you've seen the map to go over and just give Mr. Gecko a big, virtual high five, because he's been doing a fantastic job for me, behind the scenes. Been hard at work for a few weeks now trying to put this together. Now, I'm going to put it up on screen in a moment, but before I do, I just want you to go into this with an open mind time because it is still obviously a work in progress. It can only work on it on certain days, so it's not one of those things that they're working on it all the time, like I do with the zoo. So they're playing catch up as I build stuff. So it is a work in progress. There's still stuff to be done. But what I'm going to do is throw the map on the screen now, my friends, and this will be officially the map for Tropical Wing Zoo. Now you're going to see there's a few little touches on there that are absolutely amazing. The toucan with the map in its mouth was inspired. Now I'm going to throw it out there right now as well. I've had no input into the map. The only thing that I had a little bit of an input on was the animal logos, and that's because Mr. Gecko had shown me some logos that he'd created in the past, and I really liked them, and I was like, I wonder how we could incorporate that. He took it away and he's been making even more to go on the map. So yeah, the map it is really getting there. Obviously the main plaza, you can't really see where the paths go at the moment. That's one of the big works in progress, but I'm sure if you look at the Adventure Africa area, you can see kind of the vibe they're going to be going with throughout, and obviously there's lots of stuff that still needs labelling up. There's things I've obviously not let Mr. Gecko know where they are, like the gift shop, flamingo flavours, stuff like that. Basically, we've still got to communicate, but the map, I'm sure you will all, looks amazing. And Mr. Gecko has left me some notes where the map is concerned. He said, just some context that we can go over. For the Primates of Africa logo, he's actually used the Republic of Congo. That's basically the flag of the colours behind. That's for that. The toucan obviously is a nod to the logo that I've created and is part of the zoo's kind of narrative. He's also said that feedback is very, very welcome. Constructive criticism, where necessary, would be very much appreciated as well. If you think there's anything they could do to improve it and whatnot, then do let us know. You can either, if you're not a member on the Discord, leave notes in the comment section below, or head over to Discord and just kind of at Mr. Gecko in the Planet Zoo chat and talk to him about the map. But I just want to say a massive thank you to Mr. Gecko for taking the time out, to do this for absolutely nothing, just because they wanted to be part of the series and just because they're a massive fan of what we're doing here in DanXG and the Tropical Wings. And he welcomed him as the official map maker, and part of the Tropical Wings family now. And I very, very much appreciate it. So yes, massive, massive thank you to Mr. Gecko. So anyway, now that we've looked at that map, that is obviously a work in progress. It's going to evolve as the zoo goes along, which is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what that map actually looks like when the whole zoo is finished. We now move on to what I'm going to be showing you in today's episode, and the main thing is going to be a brand new hab for our Fennec Fox. I've obviously given that away in the title of today's video, and I'm also going to show you what I've done of the new restaurant. Okay, now the restaurant is a very, it's going to be a tough sell today because it's not done. Like, the interior is not done at all. There's still bits of the roof that need sorting, but I'm sure you will go into it with an open mind, as you always do. So Adventure Africa is evolving and has been evolving very quickly, hasn't it? I'm just going to throw that out there. Now, I'm just going to give you a quick kind of overview of Adventure Africa so you can see just how it's come together, and I think we can all agree that it is looking absolutely amazing. And what I really love about it is that it's got that Africa vibe, it's got that theme that a lot of UK zoos will go for, but it's not over the top, it's not in your face. You can still tell that this doesn't really actually belong in Africa. It is just kind of a nod to that. And what I really like is that we've gone with the animals that have, really sort of the drier climates, or the muds and stuff, like with your warthogs and your aardvarks, your meerkats, and now we've got a new hab as well that I'm going to show you today. So yeah, it really is starting to come together. Now, you will remember I said last time that we are going to be coming away from Adventure Africa when I'm done with today's episode, but what I am going to be doing in the next episode. I'm going to talk about this more in the what's happening next when we get to that section of today's video, but I am going to be doing a cinematic, but I'm going to basically go away and finish everything that's unfinished so that the cinematic looks top notch, basically. But I'm going to talk about the next sort of area we're going to go and work in. But yeah, Adventure Africa. Now, there's a few little things I want to show you first before I go into the hab and the restaurant and stuff like that, because there's a few bits and bobs that I've been working on and bits that I've finished off as well. So I believe it was on the last video, someone, and I'm really going to apologise now for not noting your name down, because I really do like to give the person a nod, especially when the idea is good. Someone had made a note of saying that they thought that that a really nice addition, as simple and as silly as it was, a nice addition was from this warthog viewing area to not just only have this staircase, but to have another one that cut through this planted area and it went straight down into the meerkats. Now, this fence used to come all the way around here, basically. This never used to be here. This used to come all the way around and this was all filled with plants. They thought it'd be a nice idea. Now, I'm going to throw it out there. This does actually work as well, because I've managed to put that 3 metre path trick and I've managed to basically come down here yeah, we basically put some steps in and it just added something. It was actually an inspired piece of, you know, just an inspired bit of creativity, basically, the idea to even throw it in there. And but it does actually look really good, you know. Rather than having to walk all the way down and around, you could be here and then just go boop straight in and you're in the meerkats. And it is, and I like the fact that you wouldn't really know it was there either because of all the planting and whatnot. It's really subtle, but it does actually add something, especially like when you look at it from this angle. It's just more path, it's just more networks and more routes and stuff that kind of works and whatnot. So yeah, I really like the idea, and I thank that person. I wish I had noted your name down, but yes, very much apologise for not doing so. I've changed this statue a little bit, gang. So what I've done is taken that bottom piece off, lowered this down, and I've put one of these exhibit boxes in. I'm actually going to do something in there like Meerkat Manor and like the date that it was opened. That's basically what I'm going to do there, and I might put Meerkat Manor like in writing here. Basically, that's what I might do, is just kind of like wrap it around this piece. And I think it might look nice. I'm yet to do it, but that's the plan now. Nothing's really happened with the Meerkat Manor or anything like that. Nothing's evolved here. Nothing needed to evolve. It's you know, it's pretty good stuff, isn't it, really? Nothing needed to be touched there. The Gemsbok, I'm going to throw it out there. I've not really touched the Gemsbok at all. I know I said there's a few bits in here that I need to do. You know, I've got to do that little covered area at the back there, haven't I? But yeah, other than that, I haven't. I'm going to be honest and say I'm guilty of not working on it, because I had ideas to do other things and I wanted to be cracking on with other stuff as well. So yeah, just didn't get round to that. So that will be finished though for the cinematic episode that's going to be coming up in the next week or so. But yeah, really, this, if we just flip reverse, this is what I've been working on. This whole area here. Now, obviously you can see the restaurant there. The main structure of the restaurant's in, the roof's in, the raised seated areas in. I've actually connected a small playground to it. The playground was inspired by a comment that was left as well last episode, but where they'd suggested it would be put, it just wasn't really a realistic place to put it, but this was a bit more, and it kind of took the concrete feel away as well, because I've been able to fill in a bit of gap. And then you're going to see we've got like this area over here for the Fennec Fox. Now, looking at the meerkats and the Fennec Fox, some might say that the Fennec Fox have maybe been given a bit too much room if we're looking at this from a realistic standpoint, but we're probably at about the limit of going too big, because they're not the biggest animal, and it really depends on how many you're going to have anyway. But yeah, we have got meerkat and aardvarks in there, and that's something we do need to remember. But yeah, so if we just come down this way, so what I'll do is I'll quickly show you the restaurant. I'm going to do it really quick as well because it's not finished, but I think it would be good for you to kind of see what's been done with the restaurant, you know, where that's concerned, and then we'll basically jump in and take a look at the Fennec Fox. So my whole idea was that images were sent on Discord. There's lots of stuff on Discord where you can send reference points, you can send ideas, and I really like the front of this building that I see from a zoo in I want to say Holland. Not entirely sure, but I really like the front of the building, and I thought, what if we could use something like that, like a design like that, but then we'll just go with our own thing, at the back. Now, that's exactly kind of what I did, because the building in question had this fascia, very, very similar to this, but the building kind of came out this way, like it went like this. And I've decided not to do that because I wanted to try and fit this building in a bit differently. Now, what I have done is I've stuck it up on a raised platform, and I've done this for two reasons. Basically, I wanted there to be like a unique viewing opportunity of the Gemsbok, because let's be honest, if you sit here and you eat your lunch and you look out there, you're going to see the Gemsbok. And at the moment, you can see a Gemsbok there taking a poop, which is not really what you want to be looking at when you're tucking into a hamburger. But anyway, that's kind of like the feel I was wanting to get. You can see the Gemsbok this way. Or if you wanted to walk over here and maybe sit here, you get, views of the Gemsbok, but you also get a little view of your Fennec Fox. Might be a bit difficult to see, but if you come all the way over here, then you get a really good view of the Fennec Fox. I just thought it was a really cool thing to do, because you get to see some of the animals while you're sitting here munching away at your lunch or taking a bit of time out, basically. So yeah, I just thought it was a cool little idea to stick it up on a raised platform, because it's just, again, it's different ways of looking at the zoo. It's different ways of, using space in your zoo as well. And you don't want everything on one level. You want to mess around with these things. And I just felt like it kind of fit in there perfectly. Now, where the actual restaurant is concerned, as you can see, like, it's a very unique design. Like, I've not really built anything like this before. It's a work in progress. Like, that's the one thing I need you to all realise. Like, all of this stuff's all done, all the stonework's done, all of this area, the seated area outside is all done. Like, I'm really happy with that. We've even managed to get, some steps in here with a little gate for our staff to go bump straight out the back, and then we're into the backlot area. So this is obviously going to be our meerkats and whatnot. And then you've got an entrance area to the staff quarters and whatnot in the restaurant, and then you go around there and you're going to be at the Fennec Fox. So I just thought it was a good way to tie it all in. You go down there, and that gate there is to the hyenas. So there's just a really cool route for our staff to get around, and this all works. There's all path networks all underneath this. My whole thing about this zoo is that we don't just want it to be realistic, but we want it to be functional as well. So it all works, and we managed to fill in all the stuff that kind of hadn't been done back here. I've still got lots and lots of stuff to finish on lots of the buildings in this area, actually, like guttering that I've forgotten, solar panels. There's lots of things, and that's why I want to go away and tie this entire area up, come back, do cinematics before we crack on with another kind of big project in the zoo, because otherwise I'll end up moving on so far that I will forget about it. And what I want to happen is, by the time the zoo is, on the cusp of being finished, that last time I ever have to come into the zoo, I just want it to be for me to go into all of the backlot areas and put in all the detailing that I'm not doing now, to keep the game moving along nicely. But that's another story for another day. So yeah, the restaurant is very much a work in progress, as you can all see. I put a nice little playground out the front because there was this lovely bit of space here, and I was going to put plants, and I just thought, oh God, we've got so many sort of planted areas. As nice as they are, you just want to break that up a little bit as well. So I decided to put down this like really kind of like unique flooring. This is that material that you find at those parks, that like spongy sort of tarmacy stuff. So I kind of put that down. We've got a little seesaw. We've got this, slide and whatnot. We've got this little pole that they can slide down. You can climb up this little wall here, and then at the end we've got one of those little like kind of pogo-y toys. I did think about taking this up to kind of this point and adding a bit more in, but I actually quite like the shape of it, and I like the fact that it's small and intimate, and it kind of feels like it's part of the restaurant as well. You can imagine the kids playing there, and the adults sitting up here just keeping an eye on them, kind of thing. So yeah, I just kind of wanted it to feel like it was all kind of one piece. So this is kind of what the front of the restaurant looks like. The back of the restaurant looks slightly different because we've not got, well, like this bit here is kind of connected to it. So slightly different at the back, and we've gone windows with no doors. We've got this little overhang here. This is actually the toilet unit here. This one here is kind of like the where the tills and the kitchen area is going to be for our staff, which I'll show you. So yeah, it's unique. It's very, very unique. I'm still undecided on whether or not I like the roof. I kind of feel like the thatch fits the theme well, but it's not the easiest thing to put in when you're trying to put trims on, because there's lots of overhang that spills out through the sides. So then you're left with these ugly gaps. So I'm not sure on that yet, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, let me just take you inside so you can kind of see what the inside looks like. So as you can see, like a big desk here with your tills behind it. I'm going to put all the kitchen area in behind as well. I'm going to do it all custom because I don't use the normal shops. I use the the boxless shops. And then over here there's going to be kind of a seating area, and then seating here. And then you go round this way, and that's where your toilets are, and then you've got a little staff access door that way, and then obviously a staff access door to go out. But like, even if you're sitting in here, it's a really nice view, isn't it? Kind of imagine sitting there looking out on that, or imagine kind of sitting over here and looking out on that. So yeah, it's kind of I really like the way it come together. It just needs finishing off, basically. It really is just kind of like an empty building at the moment. But we will get round to that, and I'll make sure it's finished for the next time we're back. But the main thing we're going to look at today, and the main thing we're going to concentrate on, is of course the Fennec Fox, and this is the brand new Fennec Fox Hab. This came together really organically, and basically I just wanted it to look like a similar version to the Meerkats and the Aardvarks, but different at the same time. I know that sounds really strange. For me, the crowning glory of this Hab is actually the back lot stuff. It's not actually the main plot where they kind of rummage around and stuff. As pretty as this outdoor area is, the real winner of this is the back lot and the indoor viewing area and the way it all comes together. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. But I'm going to do it slightly differently. We're going to take a look at the outdoor area first. So as you can see, we've got a viewing area here. And you kind of enter this way. I'm going to put seating here. I think I'm going to take these seats out, and I'm going to just put seating along here. Maybe some more picnic tables or whatnot, maybe, because there's quite a lot of room there. And then you've got a little viewing area there, and we've got another viewing area up the end. We've got our staff access at the back. And then yeah, you're going to see I've used lots of materials that like I didn't use in the Meerkats as well. So like I've used these roots, I've used some plants that look like it's slightly different, some bushes and whatnot. I've used some grasses. I've also used these pots and kind of upturned them and stuck them in the ground so they look like little cubby holes that the foxes might go in and have a little nap and whatnot. Again, the levels are all up and down. It's something I really wanted to explore. As far as the walls are concerned, I really didn't know what to do where the Fennec Fox were concerned. But I came across the zoo in America where they basically went with this mud look wall, and I thought that's perfect because it'll match up the area and it will look like it's kind of at one with the Meerkats and whatnot. And then what we've done is we've just double fenced it at the back, because it's kind of like a popular thing that would happen. I did toy with doing the metal fences, but we already had the wooden fences in, so I just stuck with them basically. And then you're going to see that like the back was quite open, so I've just put some trees in, planted them into the pavement back there just to kind of take the edge off a little bit because it was really open. And the big thing that you see is obviously that back lot area and the big overhang and whatnot. Obviously that will all fill in eventually when all the zoo starts getting filled in over there, but at the moment all you can see is those big high rises and some of these buildings and whatnot. But it is getting there. It is really getting there the way it's all filling in. But yeah, I just did this big rock placement in the middle as well. Just wanted a nice big centerpiece. Build all your plants out around it, and then you stick all of the stuff that's popular for the animals to use in and around the Hab. The one thing I've not gone with again though, similar to the Meerkats and the Aardvark, is a kind of water hole area in the Hab. Again, I'm just going to kind of get around this with water bowls and stuff instead. I'm trying to find somewhere for that tap to go so that we don't have to worry about it so much. But they're such an ugly thing, aren't they? And they're quite hard to disguise as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and find somewhere to put it eventually. But for now, I've kind of just gone without. But that is the main kind of outdoor area. But now what I really want to show you is the backlot area, basically, that holds the animals of an evening or even during the day and stuff. And this is really unique because what I've done is I've got the door that goes out into the hab that goes off in when you go inside, it comes to a T-junction. You go right and it goes into the indoor kind of viewing area. You go left and it goes into their overnight kind of holding areas and stuff like that. So it's really, really unique the way the buildings come together. And there's this room basically that's got all of the bits and bobs in. And I just basically I like the way it's come together. But the main entrance to the building is actually this one. So again, I've decorated it really similar to the meerkats and the aardvarks because I wanted it to all kind of feel the same. So if we go in here, this kind of just brings you to the first room. I'm going to put loads of bits and bobs in here, but eventually, like when we get round to it, like later on, I'm just going to fill these rooms up with loads of stuff. You know, like I need to put all the things in, like alarms, fire extinguishers, you know, holding crates, loads of things like that. And I'm just going to use rooms like this for it. Now, if you were to go this way, obviously this is like the airlock room. You're going to see some bits of the floor aren't finished because they're awkward. It's very small spaces basically. I've got to try and get pieces in there, but this is kind of like the airlocked room basically, so you'd go in here before entering the habitat basically, and that's what that is. Really unique view really, isn't it, for the zookeeper as they kind of walk in on the hab. But if we turn around and we go back this way, if you go through this room into this room, this is the holding pen room. So what I've tried to do is have almost go for a mixture of what I did with the meerkats and what I did for the hyenas. Now, the holding pens, because the animals are so small, they didn't need to be anywhere near as big as the hyenas, and as you can see, they're not. They're a lot smaller, but also they needed to be bigger than what we were using for the meerkats, and so I didn't want to raise them up. I wanted to have them on the floor. Again, we've got lots of empty spaces. We're going to fill all these in at a later date, but these are the little Fennec Fox holding pens, basically, and as you can see, we've got one gate there, so they can come into this one, so we can close the animals off. And then this gate here is the one that goes off into the hab or goes off into the indoor viewing area, basically. But yeah, that's just, it simply is what it says on the tin. That's their holding area. This is the room that kind of does it, my friends. So if we move on this way and we go into the next room, this is another way that you can come in. So if you go out here, as you can see, this is another way that you can kind of come into the habitat. So you can go this way and you can go in there. But this room here is the one I was just talking about. And this is kind of like where the magic happens. This is where the control panel is, and you can move the gates up and down so you can direct the animals, the ways you want to go. So what we've got is like the little control panel here on the wall. And we've got a gate here that kind of closes them either in there or in there, and also you can close the main gate as well for the hab that way. So yeah, so that's basically what this room is. And you can see all the wires and whatnot all on the walls, kind of like where it goes. And then this door here is a door that actually goes into the indoor little viewing area, basically. So yeah, that's where that door goes. We've gone with one of those kind of like disguised doors, even though you can't really see it too much from the viewing area anyway. And then again, there you go, there is the gate that goes in. So if I just show you, if they were to come in from the hab, they come this way, and so then they can either go there or they can go there. But obviously, if this was, real life, you'd be able to kind of move them and navigate them by closing certain gates, and that's kind of what this room represents essentially, and that's what that is. basically, but that's kind of like where the magic is. It's a very, very different thing to what we've done for any of the other animals so far, and I just really like the way it's turned out, basically. Really, really love it. I feel like I need to build a control room like this for the primates of Africa, because there's lots of gates like this, but we don't really have like a central control room. So I feel like we need to build a couple of them for that. And after building this one, it's kind of like really inspired me to maybe do a bit more of this for some of the other animals. So yeah, if we come out this door, then if we go this way, ladies and gents, you're going to see this is the gate for our staff. Now, these are going to be those big service gates that I said I was going to put in. I've kind of started them, not really got round to finishing them yet, but we're going with more of a, no, we're not going to like close the top off. We're just going to leave it open, so it doesn't matter about the size of the vehicle. We're going to have, you know, just wooden gates that kind of open out into. One's actually bigger than the other, and I see this design that the zoo uses, and it was essentially so that if it was like a lorry, for instance, they open both gates up. But if it was something a bit smaller, then they can just choose to open one up, and there's still enough room. So I just thought it was a really cool idea that I see. So that is that. But yeah, if we come round this way, this is the entrance to the kind of indoor viewing area that I've built for these guys. So if you come in here, this is what you are met with when you come inside, my friends. So it's just a nice little room. You've got a little bench there. You're going to have your information, like your education stuff above, up the top. And then if you come over this way, you're going to see that this over here, I'm going to be putting some information there, and it'll be like the anatomy of the Fennec Fox and whatnot. I just thought it was a cool way to use the statue as well, so we put that in. But yeah, if you kind of look over in here, this is just a little indoor area. We kind of put a nice little glass roof on, just a few little toys. It's like really, really low key. And then I just put this little box in with a little area that I can climb up onto the top of. And this was just based off of something that I see a zoo in real life do. And I just thought it was a really cool little idea. So a little heated lamp at the top as well. And so yeah, it's just another little space basically for our Fennec Fox to disappear to as and when they need to. But yeah, it's just a cool little room that I just felt we needed something a bit different really for these guys, and I feel like this ticks the boxes, my friends, for this little animal. So yeah, in as a whole, that is the Fennec Fox. It's done and dusted. The restaurant is getting there. It's nearly built, my friends. You know, we've done a bit more planting. We've filled in all these gates and whatnot around here as well. So we've really filled this in. You know, someone was saying to me in the comments they were going to be interested to see how I could make stuff disappear, and that's how you do it. You just put the foliage in. Just be really select about the way you do it. We've got to put some stuff up there to make things disappear as well, but it is getting there. It is slowly getting there. But the Fennec Fox is done and dusted. Let me know in the comment section below what you make of it. And so we finish today, as we always do, with a what happens next, my friends. And I've kind of already alluded to what I'm going to be doing for the next episode, but I should fill you in on what I'm going to be doing to get us there. So as you can see, this is Adventure Africa. This is the part that we've been working really hard on recently, but there are still a few things that I need to finish off in the area. So what I need to do before I get to that cinematic episode is I've got to get all the road markings done. I've got to get all the pavements next to the roads done. I've got to get those 2 service gates finished off. I've got to get all the education boards that I've not done yet done. I've got to finish the restaurant. I've got to get guttering on. I've got to get ventilation on. I've got to get solar panels on. And then we will be done. We will be done with this area. And then once we're done with this area, then I'll do the cinematic, because I basically want to show off Adventure Africa a bit more. And also then I'm going to do like show off all this area as well, because we've really not looked at this side of the zoo in forever, have we? Because it's been so long since we've been over there. But we're going to be heading back that way after the next episode. After I finish this and I've done those cinematics, that's where we're going to be heading. And so I'm going to fill you in on that plan now and what I'm going to be doing. Now, I've said a few times that, I have got ideas about where certain animals are going to go. We know the hippos are going to go down here eventually. I've always said that I kind of want the otters to go here. But I'm not sure if that's where I'm going to start. Because I'm really stuck on the otters. I know how I want to do them, but I can't make it work. Like I've been kind of experimenting with like a open zoo that I've got, and I just can't make it work. So I'm maybe just going to leave the space. What I'm actually thinking of doing, I'm actually thinking of doing one of two things for the next proper episode. Obviously, next episode is going to be that big cinematic, but for the next proper episode, which will probably be in about 2 or 3 weeks, I would imagine, I'm either gonna jump in head first and do the Emperor Penguin Hab, because it's going to be a big indoor thing, because they have to be housed indoors because of disease and whatnot. So I'm either going to jump in and do that, or I'm going to be doing another indoor hab, but it's going to house all of our crocodilians and potentially some of our reptiles. But anything that's kind of like semi-aquatic or fully or whatever, that's what we're going to be putting in there. So think about the terrapins and some of the frogs. I know frogs are not reptiles or amphibians, but they could potentially go in there as well. But I want to do this big building where we showcase like different types of the crocodiles and stuff like that. So I want to do it inside a building. So it's one of those two things, because over this way here, we're going to be going with this kind of, it's going to be very much like a water themed area. I kind of have this idea of doing the emperor penguins, the polar bear, the sea lions, all of the crocodilians, because they're all kind of aquatic based, the otters. I kind of want them all to be very close together. The African penguins, I've decided I'm going to be putting elsewhere. I don't want them to be there. I think 2 species of penguin next to each other. I feel like you might see that in somewhere like SeaWorld, but in a proper zoo, I'm not sure. Not a proper zoo. In a more of a generic kind of general zoo, you wouldn't really see that. So I'm going to place them elsewhere. But yeah, I'm really going towards either the penguins or the house that's going to house all of our crocodilians. And if I don't do either of them, it might potentially be the sea lions, because I've got a really cool idea for the sea lions. And the thing with the sea lions is it's going to be my first proper hab where this zoo's concerned, where we're going to have guest viewing area, that we're going to do those guest talks with the seated area and whatnot. So it might utilise a lot of the stuff that was released in the last update and some of the stuff that was released in one of the DLCs. You will have noticed, gang, and it was actually pointed out on Discord, that some of the animals I've done recently are DLC animals that I've never done before, like the Fennec Fox and the meerkat. And I've got the bug at the moment about using those animals, because I've obviously got all these DLCs and I've never really used them, because I just never get that far into a project. But I feel like I've got such a good feeling about Tropical Wings and the way it's going. And I really just want to make the most of every single animal on the list that we've been given. But if you look at the zoo there from this point of view, it's looking pretty amazing, isn't it, my friends? But yeah, that's what you can expect next time. And so there you have it. We are done and dusted for another episode of Tropical Wings Zoo. I'm going to leave you with the cinematics of the cutest little creatures in the game and the habitat that we've built. But I will obviously be trying my hardest over the coming week to get all of those little bits tied up, so that then I can get that cinematic episode out. Hopefully you can expect that cinematic episode the same time next week. As I said in that intro, I'm going to continue to work on some of the other videos Planet Zoo based for you guys. I know you've been asking lots of questions, and so I'm going to be working hard on that. And then hopefully within the next couple of weeks we will move on with Tropical Wings and get a brand new habitat in. But until then, if you're new around here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's very much appreciated by yours truly, and the best way to support the channel. Drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it. The more likes I get, the more chance I've got of more people seeing my videos in my little corner of the Tintnet. YouTube's part of the Tintnet. Anyway, my friends. But I'm off skis. Stay safe, stay humble. See you next time.